Hey, this is Thoughtful Monday from Self-Care for Black Men. Today, pretty much want to talk about what do we avoid unconsciously. And this could be physically or mentally or even spiritually. What do we avoid? One thing that I realized about myself lately, well, one, I've been having some pain in my left shoulder, and this has been going on for a while. And yes, I practice yoga, and I love restorative yoga. That's my practice, that's what I teach as well. And, but my shoulder is very painful. I do like the other style of yoga, but restorative yoga is definitely the thing for me. With life, or let me reframe that, with pain, we will find a way to avoid it on an unconscious level. And whether that's physical pain or emotional pain. And so, in saying that, it's like the other day I had this rod, and I was like, oh, I need to move my shoulder, my arm more so I can get more flexibility. So I was going up, down, and when I went here, I'm like, oh my. Back and over. And so when I'm reaching over to my right with my left arm, I've come to realize in activities that I've been avoiding. I've been avoiding on an unconscious level pain. And so our mind does this as well when it comes to emotional pain. Something that we do not want to deal with, we suppress it, and pretty much sometimes just act like it does not exist. And so, what are you avoiding in your life? The other thing is, too, when it comes to physical pain, not always, but a lot of times, what manifests as physical pain is from emotional pain that we have been avoiding. So, again, what are you avoiding? How do you go about life? And it's one of those things, again, it happens on an unconscious level a lot of time where we may have hesitation about going into a certain situation or dealing with certain things because it's uncomfortable. And to be honest, we may feel it in our body like, oh no, I don't do that. That's not me. I don't like that. No, no, you go ahead. Or we just completely avoid it completely. But one thing I will tell you, whether it's emotional pain or physical pain, at some point in our life, we will have to deal with it. What will happen is when we suppress it, it will rise up and manifest in a way that we do not want. So, you've heard me say before, be intentional in what you're doing. And so, when I was messing around with this raw the other day, I was like, let me be intentional. And I really felt that pain. And even though I knew it was there, but what it made me realize more so than anything, and this is the piece of where self awareness, introspection, reflection, and all of that comes into play. You hear me talk about sitting in silence and deep rest because it allows us to get in touch with ourselves. When we're in touch with ourselves, then we're able to really notice things that we may need to beef up, things that we may be avoiding, things that we're good at, or what our strengths are, whether or not we need to make adjustments and things like that. So, again, be intentional in the things that you are doing. Above all, intentional in your mind, with your feelings, physically, spiritually, where you are with yourself, because it will come up. And when it comes up, you may not have any control over it. And it makes it that much more difficult and challenging. And at that point, we will struggle. So, again, what are you avoiding? And how can you be intentional in paying attention to yourself so that you can make adjustments in life, so you can reach out for help, get support yourself, or do those extra things that needs to be done so you can have a solid foundation. Because if you're not solid within yourself, you're not able to help anyone else. So again, what are you avoiding and how can you be intentional?